The Apple TV 2026 could finally get the M-series chip upgrade we've been begging for since 2022. Yes, we're talking M4, or possibly even an M5 if Apple pushes the timeline. Why does this matter so much? Because right now the A15 Bionic is starting to show its age in tvOS 18, and especially with Apple Intelligence features rolling out. Heavy multitasking, 120 frames per second gaming via Apple Arcade, and on-device AI processing are already pushing the current chip. Multiple supply chain reports out of Taiwan say Apple placed orders for M4 class silicon specifically tuned for lower power and higher thermal efficiency. Exactly what a tiny streaming box needs. If this happens, your Apple TV won't just feel faster. It could become a legitimate mini Mac replacement for light productivity. Next, bombshell, display and refresh rate upgrades. The current model tops out at 4K 60Hz with HDR10+, Dolby Vision and HLG. But several display panel leaks point to 120Hz promotion support coming to the 2026 version. Yes, you heard that right, variable refresh rate all the way up to 120 frames per second for Apple TV Plus content, Apple Arcade games, and even Xbox Cloud Gaming or GeForce Now when they eventually support higher frame rates. Imagine Fiancé playing Resident Evil Village at 120 frames per second on your OLED without a giant console taking up space. That alone could be a massive selling point for gamers who don't want a PS5 or Xbox in the living room. Now let's talk about the design. Will Apple finally kill the black box look? Most credible renders and CAD leaks show almost no change to the external chassis. Still that iconic rounded square, still HDMI 2.1, still one USB-C port for service only. But here's the twist that keeps popping up. A version with matte white finish option, just like the HomePod Mini and the newer iMacs. A white Apple TV sitting next to a white HomePod and white Apple TV remote? That aesthetic is going to look insane in minimalist living rooms. Speaking of the remote, the Siri remote. Rumor has it Apple is bringing back the touchpad click feeling everyone loved before they went all in on the 2022 capacitive nightmare. Multiple repair shop leaks claim they've already seen service parts with a physical click mechanism under the touch surface. If true, this fixes one of the biggest complaints about the current remote. Another huge upgrade that's almost confirmed by code strings found in tvOS 18.4 betas. Thread radio built in. Right now you need a HomePod Mini or Apple TV 4K to act as a Thread border router. The next model could have native Thread plus Matter support without relying on another device. That means faster, more reliable smart home control straight from your Apple TV. No extra hub required. Let's move to gaming because this might be the sleeper hit of 2026. Apple has been quietly beefing up Apple Arcade and adding more AAA titles via cloud streaming. Leaked job postings from Apple's gaming division mention optimizations for next-generation living room hardware and advanced ray tracing support in tvOS. Pair that with a possible M4 chip and 120Hz output, and suddenly the Apple TV becomes one of the best cloud gaming machines on the market, especially if Apple strikes a better deal with Xbox or Nvidia. Audio upgrades are also rumored. We're hearing spatial audio gets a massive boost with personalized head tracking even when you're using external speakers, not just AirPods. There's also chatter about support for Dolby Atmos music at lossless quality through Apple Music, something the current model can't fully deliver due to processing limitations. Price, here's where it gets spicy. Most analysts expect the base 64GB Wi-Fi model to stay at $129 to $149. But the big rumor is a brand new high-end SKU, possibly called Apple TV 4K Pro, with 256GB storage, Thread radio, faster Wi-Fi 7, and maybe even 8GB of RAM instead of 4GB. That version could land around $199 to $229. If Apple does this, it would directly compete with Nvidia Shield, Roku Ultra, and Google TV high-end boxes. One last wildcard rumor that just won't die: built-in Ethernet on the base model. Right now, only the higher storage version has the Ethernet port. Supply chain whispers say Apple might unify the lineup and put 2.5 gigabits per second Ethernet on every 2026 model. For people with NAS drives and 4K Remux libraries, this would be huge. So should you wait or buy now? If you need a new streaming box right this second, the current Apple TV 4K 2022 is still fantastic and will get software updates for at least another 4 years. But if you can hold off until late 2025 or early 2026, the upgrades we just covered, especially M-series chip, 120Hz, better remote, native thread, and potential gaming focus, could make it feel like a generational leap. Which of these rumored features excites you the most? Drop it in the comments. M4 chip, 120Hz promotion, new remote design.